What is your saboteur? What is your self saboteur? What is a saboteur of yours that you want to release right now? I'll share something with you of mine. But it is a saboteur that I have identified, and I can actively choose not to do it any longer. And I have practiced. I can officially say that I know I am no longer, I am a former people pleaser. You may can relate, you may not. I'm also a former overgiver. Maybe you can relate to that one. Yes. So, my question today is, what is your saboteur? Yeah, I'm no longer overgiving. I am a solution based person to the core of me. Even though I was raised that way, I was raised to figure it out, get it done. Like, what you gonna do about it? You're not gonna sit here and cry about it. You can't cry about it. You're not allowed to cry. You're not allowed to pout. You're not allowed to sit in that funk or feel sorry for yourself. So figure it out what you're gonna do. So in me being a solution based person, when I come in contact with people, because I have a mother wound and a father wound, I tend to over motherly people. So when I come in contact with people that may also have a mother wound or a father wound, something about me seems to want to fix them, or it's like, oh, you need help with that? I got you. Or is I'll just do it. I was raised to just do it. I was raised and I was and I, it was there was an obligation and an expectation of me to just do it. And um in doing that, I became a woman. And in this womanhood, I became a lover and a friend. And in those friendships, or relationships, I would overly give, or I would people please. And although those saboteurs are just another way of saying, hey, like me, choose me, or um I hey, let me give you this because let me show you how worthy I am. There's so many curse words that's going through my head, but I'm going to try to articulate myself in a very relatable way that doesn't involve me having to curse, but that, you feel me? Because um I didn't know no better. I did not know any better. I was raised to put my self-worth in how much I give. I was raised to make rights, to make wrongs right. Like, or, you know, without making this about my parents parenting, um there were behaviors that we as siblings were brought up that endorsed you pleasing your parents. And there was praise that came with it. But before we point blame on anyone, sometimes these behaviors and these ways of just choosing to do life, there aren't even consciously decisions. They're not even a decision that their true conscious chose. It is behavior that they too was raised in, and chooses to raise their kids. Hey, I need you to do what I told you to do, and I need you to do it the way I told you to do it. And if you did not do it that way, then you were a disappointment. And in order to not be a disappointment, you want to always do it without them having to ask. And so, in doing that, even as a child, that turns into you being an adult woman performing and pleasing someone without them having to ask. Why? Because partially that's how you've been brought up to show up in people's life, to do, to overgive, to put your self-worth and your value based upon what you have to offer, when in fact your primal existence is why you are worthy, because you're here. All life is worthy. I don't you don't have to you don't have to Let me tell you something, and we all know this. I don't know if you some of us have to truly experience it, but we all know this, that you can have whatever whatever in the world and still feel like shit. But why do we put our worth in how much we do for someone, whether or not if we are worthy? And in doing that, us women collectively, because we all talk about the pick me's, but in you being a I love hard type of person, you're saying pick me. Why? Because with me is what? You're going to say with me is fun, or with me I know how to cook. Is that not saying pick me? With me sex is better. Is that not saying pick me? I know, just to tie it all together, we give these things and we do these things for people. We do so much for people. And when it's not enough, we then realize that we put all of our worth in what they choose to see and how they choose to respond. Because didn't I just do all this for you? Didn't I just give you, or didn't I never, I made sure you had everything you need. I never asked you for anything. That is the point, sister. That is the point. The point is they didn't ask. No, you're right. They did not ask. But that's just who I am. I'm a lover. I love hard. I'm a hopeless romantic. I love hard. And I really just want to see people do better. If I had it, if I have it, you have it. Okay. So how about we do these things for people without condition? Because that means that I'm going to do all of these things for you, and I'm going to have your back, and I'm going to support you, and I'm going to be there for you, and I'm going to give you whatever I have, you can have. I'm going to share. I'm going to be sharing. But if they decide to get up and walk away and no longer choose you, how do you feel about yourself? Are you mad? Are you understanding? Are you supportive in them wanting to choose to go that way and not to the right with you? Because if you are upset and not understanding and not allowing that relationship to flow on out of up out of your life, then you're putting your worth and your value into that. And although we're learning, we as a collective, you and I, we have learned that to not put our worth into what we can do for other people or what someone does for us, especially when and knowing that they don't determine your worth, but you doing something for someone, that's not unconditional love. That's I love you and I'm going to be here for you and I'm going to support you as long as you choose me. What if they no longer want to choose you? Then what? Then what, sister? Because I too am a victim again of former victim. I no longer like I can identify with my third eye and my physical eyes when I am overly giving, when I'm acting out of alignment, because that's what it is. It's acting out of alignment. You have something that someone else can benefit from, and you just here's your cup and here's their cup, and your cup is full. It's full with resources, it's full with finances, it's full with love, peace, joy, stability, all of those things, prosperity, whatever it is, abundance, whatever kind of abundance, all of those are abundant things. And you want to pour into someone else's cup because theirs is empty, and perhaps they came from an unfortunate background or family home, but they still have these amazing qualities about them. So you want to pour half what's in your cup, at least half of all those things in your cup, and you want to pour it into their cup because your heart is pure and because you're a good person and because you love everyone, and you want this person make you feel good to the flesh, and this person has been there for you and you want them to benefit from them. So in doing so, you want to pour all half of all of those things into your cup. Now your cup is equal. This person, and this person doesn't always necessarily have to be your lover. It can be your best friend, it can be your mom, it can be your sister. It could be anyone. My point is, you took those things from your cup and you poured into theirs. Now, this person in this cup has what? What do they have to offer? They make you laugh. So they have some joyful things to make you laugh. What else they have in their cup? Let's say they provide you with some protection. So this person has protection in their cup. Let's say this person provides you with romance. They have romance in this cup. Let's say this person balance your intimate side and provide you with intimacy. This person has some intimacy in his cup. All right. So this person is going to pour in your cup those things before or after you pour into their cup of those things. And you know what? You can swap it out, do whatever you want. But that's called reciprocity. That is called reciprocity. And sometimes those relationships show up all the time. But my point in providing that imagery is that some people don't have 1/4 of any of those things in their cup at all. They have these situations, they have these things going on in their life, and they just need, um and you see a need. You see how you can be of value to their life. You see how you can help them, but they never asked you. They never said, "Hey," because let's be real. Someone come to you and say, "Hey, can I borrow $1,000?" They're talking to the lover in you, the big heart in you, the conscious of you. There, those words are going to send a vibration to your body that is going to allow you to think on whether or not this is a good idea or not. And let's just say you do it. You do it because you have a big heart and you love hard and you just this overly loving, supportive person. You want to see this person do what good. So you give it. But I guarantee you, the second time, if they walk up to you and say, "Hey, can I borrow $1,000?" You're not going to do it so fast because one, they asked. Two, you will have the opportunity to make that conscious decision because they ask. Now, what we fall victim at, and where there's a wound in the community collectively, a lot of people do and have fall short at is half of the time you see your friend in need and they don't ask you. They never ask you, "Hey, can you do this for me or help me with this?" Because then you can pull back and you say, "It's unfortunate that you're going through this and I want to see you excel, but here's what I can do. I might can't give you 1,000, but I can spare 500, or I can loan you for 500." You know, you see what I'm going? These are some things that you can do. You can talk about what you can do. But where we fall victim at, and where our wounding come in and seep through, and the unhealed parts of ourselves, is that we are experiencing life. We're having this human experience with these people, and we see that these people are in need of such things, and doing that, we just do for them, and they never ask us to. They never ask us to do any of that for them. We just overly giving it to them because we feel like, "Hey, I can help you and I see this is a need, and this is what I have of value, so here, share this with me." And then when they make the conscious decision that, "Hey, I no longer want to be a part of this anymore because I just feel," but if that is the case, my point is, he has somewhere else to go, or she has somewhere else to go, or she chose someone differently, or he chose someone differently. The point is, they're making a choice to pivot in a completely different direction than what you're offering. So in the event that that is happening, are you going to feel less than or unworthy because a person chooses to separate and disconnect or move on in a different direction? Because if so, then you are putting your worth in that person. And that is what we're going to no longer do, guys. We're no longer doing that. We're no longer doing that. Have a person ask you specifically, come out their mouth and ask you for something, because then that vibration can send it to your consciousness, and your consciousness can know that this person is asking you that. So in the event that this person chooses to pivot in a different direction, you can then say, "I didn't even have to say yes. Why did I say yes?" And in doing that, you actually learn something, versus you just overly, "Here, you get this, you can have this, you can have this, you can have this, you can have this." Yeah, sometimes we are fortunate enough to do that, but sometimes we are not. And we are not if we are putting our worth in this person. If you that is not unconditional love. Putting your worth into something and then being upset because the person chooses to pivot, that is you putting your worth in it, and that's not providing unconditional love. Because saying "I love you" unconditionally means that you can leave, I still have love for you and I wish you well and I hope nothing happens to you. And I'm still going to put you on my prayer list and I'm still going to pray amazing things happen to you. And I'm still going to wish that you get that job and I'm still going to wish that you get um that business offer and you that opportunity come through for you because I love you unconditionally. And just because you choose not to be with me or you choose not to be in my direction or vibe with me and be on this wavelength and be in alignment with me anymore, that doesn't mean I no longer love you. So again, what are we putting our self-worth in? That is the question today. And are you choosing to love conditionally or unconditionally? You have to understand the way of life is cause and effect. And you have to understand, you have to ask yourself, what is the vibration that I am putting out? Am I putting out the vibration of I am unworthy, or I'm putting out my worth into this person and what this person think of me? Because this person is his own entity and they can decide to do what they want. We all have free will. I don't want this video to get any longer. Think about what I say. You have any questions, please let me know. I love you, like, and come back for more.